only currency is beauty and somebody in the room is more beautiful than you, immediately you are worthless. This is why I'm always trying to tell the women to have more than just prettiness in their pocket. Have your own money, be educated, be intelligent, because there's more to life than being pretty. Everybody is pretty. I walk down the road and I see 1,000, I'm not even joking, hair laid, body right, teeth nice. That's why me personally, I'm such a confident person, because it was never about how pretty I was. I don't care about being pretty. I like it. I'm glad that I am. But there's so much more to me, so that when I'm in a room with someone who is conventionally more attractive than me, it does not take away from how I view myself. That's why I can be confident in any room. I can stand next to Beyonce and Rihanna and still feel like I'm so pretty. I don't feel worthless. A man cannot make me feel worthless by leaving me for someone who he sees as prettier, because that's not my currency. I'm smart, I'm wise, I'm a good person, I've got great morals and standards, and I follow the right principles. So when somebody wants to say, oh, but she's pretty, that actually doesn't matter to me. That's not my currency. Because let me tell you something. People always want what is new. You might be the shit today, but tomorrow someone will replace you. And you're easily replaceable if your only currency, the only thing you have in your pocket is beauty.
Ladies, men's primary focus is not relationships. They are biologically selfish. And they can come in the comments here and deny it until they're blue in the face. But this is the facts. And the quicker you realize this as a woman, the happier you will be in this life. Once you realize that a man does not give an F about you, you will be happier as a woman. When you start to think this way, you will naturally prioritize yourself. And that is something that as women we should have done many years ago. We should have done centuries ago. And I don't just mean being out here for survival. No, I mean really decentering men and centering ourselves. Men's primary focus is not relationships. It's career, status, and personal goals. Where's relationships in that? Doesn't exist. Because men don't center their lives around relationships. In fact, they see relationships as just like an addition, as something that's just kind of there lingering. They don't go out seeking relationships. They go out seeking pleasure. Oh yeah. And we're gonna trigger some men today because they're not gonna like that. Oh no, we care about love. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. And the younger you realize this as a girl as well, by the way, the happier you will be. Because ladies, men do not give an F about you, and they never will. Because they are not wired to care about you. They are wired to feel fulfillment through doing things like providing and protecting. They get a hit of dopamine from doing those things. So when they take care of you and they do these manly things that they are supposed to do, that are their duties, they get a hit of dopamine, the happy hormones. They feel good. That's it. That's as far as it goes with a man. He's never going to feel anything else for you. He's not going to feel that undenying love that you've been taught in the fairy tales, that we've been taught as young girls growing up, that, you know, there's Prince Charming. There was nothing charming about Prince Charming. And all the princesses, they were silenced. They had to sacrifice things in order to be princesses. They were controlled. They were watched. The fairy tales really aren't fairy tales. And the quicker you realize this, the happier you will be in life. And you will stop putting your life on pause and wasting all your good years. When men don't care about you, they don't care about you. They don't. They've showed you consistently, time after time, that they don't care about you. They don't care about women. Men only respect other men. When has a man ever really valued your opinion? I'll wait. I'll wait. When has a man ever valued your opinion? Oh, but if his friend said the same thing to him that you said to him, he would take his friend's advice. He would listen to his friend. He would value his friend's view above yours. But yet you still want to sit here and be like, oh, no, like my man like really cares about me and he really listens to me and he really, like listens to what I've got to say and he cares about what I have to say. Does he? Does he? Or is he just doing it because he feels like he has to and he wants a happy life? Ladies, wake up and smell the coffee. Men do not give an F about you and they never will. And I'm saying that not to be horrible and not to be mean. And I have been targeted on here. I get hateful DMs by these triggered men, but you know what? I don't care. I continue to post this content and I continue to send out this message because this is a safe space for women to finally find their voice and find their power.
I don't want to be girl pretty. Not at this point. Y'all done girls so hard with all this line about who attractive, who baddies, who beautiful, who gorgeous. Y'all just be tossing them words around to anybody. Those words used to actually be reserved for extremely attractive people, but y'all just be saying anybody gorgeous, beautiful, and baddies. And see, it's like it's switched because back in the day, it used to be men who was lying real bad about attractiveness because they wanted to have sex with women. So in order to have sex with women, they would over-exaggerate her attractiveness in order to boost her head up to have sex. But now it's this girl thing where y'all go around lying about people's attractiveness to the point now when I get compliments from women, I ask myself, what am I doing wrong? Like, I really question myself like, ew, if women are complimenting me, what am I doing wrong? Clearly, I need to go back to the drawing board and do something different because at this point, it's an insult. At this point, it's an insult to get complimented by too many women because clearly y'all have terrible taste. Clearly y'all have terrible taste and getting compliments from y'all mean absolutely nothing and it's pretty much disrespectful. At this point, I'd rather women call me ugly. And I never thought I'd see the day where the men's compliments were actually rooted in more truth than y'all's. It's crazy how stuff is starting to shift. It is crazy. The men are actually being more honest about women's attractiveness than the women are. Crazy times we living in.
Does anyone else feel like being beautiful is slowly, low-key losing its value? I'm watching a video called The Death of Pretty Privilege by Layel Hansen. As we know, beauty is currency. Everyone wants to be pretty. Like, if you're not pretty, you're gonna...
It literally felt like winning a lottery ticket. You were either born...
If you're not pretty, like, you're gonna be insecure your entire life. People literally do the most insane things just to be able to achieve attractiveness, which is just insane. Beauty to some people is the end all be all. If you're not beautiful, you don't matter to some people. Well, to most of society, actually. But I think the issue is nowadays everyone is pretty. Like, if you scroll on TikTok, you're going to see a pretty girl 90% of the time. And does that mean everybody in real life is pretty? No, but it does mean like most people are slowly just becoming like morphing into the same face, if you know what I mean. TikTok only promotes specific faces and aesthetics. If you fall under a certain thing, meaning if you put on this wigs, the lashes, the lip liner, you have like the slanted eyes, you're gonna get tons of likes. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. My theory is that in like 12 years plus, beauty is going to slowly lose its value. And everyone's just going to be pretty because of AI, cosmetic procedures, makeup, lashes, everything. Everyone's going to try and morph into the same face. I always see comments under like a pretty girl's TikTok video being like, oh my god, I wish I looked like her. Like, babes, be your own person. There's only one of you. Don't get your nose shaped to be like someone else's that you saw on TikTok. Just enhance your own personal features. This is why everyone's slowly starting to look the same, because everyone's trying to have the same nose shape, everyone's trying to have the same eyes, everyone's trying to have the same lips. Like, can we just be ourselves? And society feeds into this mindset and narrative so much just because whenever you don't fit into a certain aesthetic, look a certain way, or just like you don't have a specific face, people are going to treat you differently. You are going to not be seen as much, and you're pretty much just going to be invisible. Studies have shown that beauty is quite literally currency. People treat you nicer. You're more likely able to find yourself in a random rich guy's Corvette or Lamborghini just because you're pretty. Which is why I think it's going to slowly lose value, because if everyone has access to being beautiful, then being beautiful is no longer going to be the end all be all. I'm not saying look ugly. I'm just saying don't change your features, just enhance them. Make them look as good as possible, because we don't need more dupes. We don't need more Kim K's. We don't need more, I don't know who else to compare them to, but we don't need any more of these people. Do y'all know how many TikTokers I've gotten confused and mixed up just because they all look the same? Just stay true to yourself. Do not try and change yourself or put certain things on because you think you're more acceptable to society. That way. Just do what feels right with you, because at the end of the day, pretty or not, you can still get dogged. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health and your body. Make sure you follow for more videos, and yeah.
So if a man asks to see you without your makeup, weave, and wig, that means that he broke and he can't afford your upkeep? So I don't know if y'all seen the podcast with the lady who said that, but I just finished watching it. And y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all just be making up stuff, right? A lot of y'all, you do not feel comfortable with no makeup, with no weave, with no wig. And you just gotta admit that to yourself. You are not the bad bee that you parade around to be in your natural state. You're not. You know you're not, right? That's why whenever you make videos talking about how bad you are and how pretty you are, it's always when you made up. It ain't never in your natural state. You don't never make them videos with your natural hair. You don't never make them videos with no makeup. You know why? Because in your heart, you don't feel that way, right? This ain't nothing but a coping mechanism, right? You trying to put it back on men when the truth is the issue is with you. Because if you knew you look good with no makeup and no weave, it would be nothing for you to pop up on the FaceTime or whatever without it. But when you know you don't, you got to start making up reasons on why not to do it, right? It ain't no different than nothing else. When somebody don't want to do something, they can make up all kind of lies and excuses as to why it don't make sense to do it. But the truth of the matter is, you don't want to do it because you know that you don't really like the way you look when you don't have it on. Like, y'all skipping completely over the fact that maybe they just want to see you in your natural state because that's what you're going to look like most of the time. So they want to make sure they're actually attracted to what you naturally look like, since you're going to be looking that way more than you are made up. Or could it be maybe they want to know what their kids would look like if they had them with you? All right, y'all act like somebody be wanting to wake up to surprises. It ain't no different than dudes who be out here hatfishing. Don't nobody want to wake up and he got that hat off and his old big nasty head underneath there. Same way he ain't trying to wake up and old booger wolf laying next to him when it was a baddie at the club that he pulled, right? Y'all be doing too much. To wrap this up, whatever you choose to do, whether it's lashes, wigs, weave, makeup, enhancements to make yourself look better, those are your expenses. And you can't ever forget that there's women who naturally look good. And they don't need nobody to pay an expense to make them look good. That's just something you have to do to compete with naturally pretty girls. But don't ever let that go over your head to make you believe that a man would want to take on an expense just so that you can look halfway decent when he could just go get a girl who already looks good naturally. Right? But trying to use his money, him not being able to afford your upkeep as the reason why he want to see you naturally, let it go.
I use my beauty to my benefit. I know who finds me beautiful and who doesn't. I know that when I'm in a room full of men, they will oftentimes see my tattoos and my body shape before they take an interest into my personality. 8 times out of 10, their attraction to me will decrease significantly once I open my mouth, because they realize, oh, she's smart. Oh, she's got self-esteem. God damn it. But the 2 times out of 10 where men express attraction to me is usually the men who have the means to not be intimidated or feel insulted by the standards I have, because they meet and sometimes even exceed those standards with flying colours.
Boss babes? Ugh.
No, that I don't need a man, I make my own money energy, that is not empowering, that is exhausting, and you are repelling him. You're not in your power, you are in defense mode. It's not confidence, it is control over everything. You've been hurt, let down, disappointed, and now you call your walls standards. You intimidate weak men, but you will never attract leaders. No real man wants to compete with the woman he's supposed to attract. No real man wants to compete with the woman he is supposed to protect. Somewhere along the line, women confused aggression for strength and independence for their whole identity. Now everybody is hard, guarded, and miserable, bragging about doing it all alone like it's a badge of honor. But that's not feminine power. That is burnout. Jordan Peterson said it himself. We all know who he is. The majority of high performers on this planet are men. Dominant, disciplined, stoic men, because that's the game. That level of intensity, that tunnel vision and competitive drive is masculine energy. And when women try to live in it 24/7, they burn out. They shut down emotionally and they start repelling the very kind of man that they say that they want. It's not because you're capable, ladies. It's because you're not wired to live in constant dominance. Your nervous system wasn't built for endless pressure. You can lead, achieve, and build an empire, sure, but if you never come back to softness, you become the man you are trying to attract. A high-value man isn't turned off by your success. He's turned off by your masculinity because he doesn't need another him. He needs peace. You can follow your dreams and still be feminine. You can make money and still let a man lead, but you cannot out-masculine him and expect him to stay attracted to you. Real femininity isn't just submission. It is self-assurance. It's knowing when to stop fighting everything and allow things just to flow. So yeah, boss babes, cute for the internet, sure. But the women who win, the ones who have the business, the peace, and the man, they learned when to stop performing in strength and to start embodying their own feminine power.
As a pretty girl, it's so frustrating for people to think that life is just all sunshine and rainbows, when in actuality, we go through it the worst. People think we got all these friends, we got niggas, we got options, we always invited to the parties, when that is literally the furthest thing from the fucking truth. For one, we get treated so bad by men, like so bad. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I've encountered some men that tried to do me fucking dirty. And I didn't do nothing to deserve it, nothing. But I've come to terms with the fact that a lot of men have gotten satisfaction of trying to break me down and belittle me. Whether it was because they was jealous or they wanted to diminish my worth so that nobody else could see me, I don't know, but it's weird as shit. Secondly, we go through it with other females so fucking bad. I'll link up with a girl and I'll be like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. She down to earth, like she a real one, And then a couple months down the line, I'm finding out that this bitch secretly hates me. I'm talking hates me. I've had guys that I'm cool with tell me about conversations he overheard that women were having about me in the same room as him. Not even digging. It's somebody over here to the far side of the room that know me. And we ain't even going to get into the mistreatment that we experience from family members, all because they feel some type of way about what we look like. Realistically speaking, people only fall all over us online. In actuality, y'all fucking hate us. Granted, it's a lot of perks to being a pretty girl with a pretty heart, with a pretty attitude. But on the other hand, the weird shit that we have to deal with is not even worth trying to use that privilege. Most times I'm uninvited, I'm alone, I'm talked about, and I'm treated badly. Where they try to treat me badly because I'm not going for none of that shit. So all this pretty girl privilege shit that y'all rant and rave about, tell me what's really good, because I've experienced a whole nother side to the shit and it's not cute.
Ladies, I need you to listen to this, okay? Beauty is no longer the commodity it used to be. No one cares if you're beautiful anymore. Go down any For You page, go down the streets of LA, Manhattan. How many beautiful women will you see? Beauty used to guarantee things, right? If you were beautiful, probably were gonna get a husband. If you were beautiful, you'd probably enjoy privileges in society. However, the marketplace has been flooded with beauty, right? Between semaglutide and Wegovy and Ozempic and plastic surgery and just like general content to YouTube videos on how to do makeup, we are flooded with beauty. Ladies, you are playing a losing game if you only center beauty, if you only care about being beautiful. The women who will continue to win even when the beauty market is flooded, are the women who are smart, who are dynamic, who are enterprising, who are elegant, who are charming, who can talk, who can network. Those are the women who will win.
So I've always thought it's the miserable looking, tired looking chicks that always have a man. So whenever I've been on a school run over the years or whatever, I've always thought it's always the miserable looking girls that look tired and face like slapped ass that have a man, and all the single mums are stood around looking hot and giggling and gossiping. And I'm always like, why have they got the man? But I've realised, right, now with wisdom and getting older and whatnot, that actually they're miserable looking and tired looking because they've got a man. I'm honestly convinced, right, that there's nothing better for somebody than being single. Everybody looks at the best single. Everybody is happier single. It's not that men are attracted to miserable, soulless looking women. They're miserable and soulless because they suck the soul out of them. They're tired from running around after a man. They're miserable because most of the time girls who get into relationships don't have a friendship group because they get rid of all their mates for the man. Single girls have big groups of friends. I'd rather sit on my own in my bedroom every single night chatting to my girls in the group chat than sat texting a man or sat with a man downstairs watching telly while I'm sat upstairs on my phone. Being single is the best glow up a woman can ever have. So if there's a man right now that doesn't appreciate you and you're in a relationship with him and you just feel tired and you feel drained and you feel just like you've got no purpose in life, honestly, you need to leave.
Men are not attractive anymore, and I'm not even talking about looks. It's the fact that so many of them are not healed, not self-aware, can't connect emotionally, stuck at surface level because they don't know how to go beyond that. Like, they don't even know themselves, and they're constantly out here trying to chase the next best thing. Being emotionally unavailable, don't know how to express yourself at this big age is a complete turnoff. Like, take some time and heal. Go find yourself.